Happy Valentine's Day to all of our friends. Thank you, and thank you for joining us for yet another edition of Miss Kim's Storytime. This edition of Miss Kim's Storytime is a big, giant celebration of L-O-V-E, love. L-O-V-E, love. Valentine's is all about L-O-V-E, love. Did you see what I just did with my jazz hands? That's right, I spelled love, L-O-V-E, and then this, it's like a high five and you put those two middle fingers down, this means I love you. And yes, I do love you and you and you and you. I love reading. I love my loyal viewers. I love producer Nate. I love stories. And so today's story is a singing book about one of our favorite characters, Groovy Joe. And he's going to be singing about what to do if you're feeling groovy inside. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and wish a happy Valentine's Day to all of our friends. And a one, and a two, and a three. Happy Valentine's Day, grown-ups. It's so awesome sauce to see you, kiddos. We're so happy you joined us, readers. We're glad you came to read. Yay! Well, who am I talking about when I say we? We, is it me, and is it Kevin? No. Is it me and an empty chair? No. It's Miss Kim and producer Nate. Let's see what fabulous Valentine's Day outfit producer Nate is wearing on his body. Come on over, producer Nate. Come and celebrate this wonderful holiday that's all about what? L-O-V-E, love. Can you do this with your jazz hands, Nate? That's right. Nate is telling you with his jazz hand that he loves you. We love our viewers, don't you? And I love you too, Nate, very much. That was like a high five all about the love. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and let Storytime Magic in the room, because again, we're going to be reading and singing this fabulous book with our friend, Groovy Joe. Do you see Groovy Joe? Groovy Joe's getting a big bear hug from his friend, the bear. That's right. So we are going to enjoy this story, but before we do that, let's go ahead and let Storytime Magic into the room. Are you ready? Let's click on those singing voices. Let's click on our listening ears. And of course, let's use our jazz hands. And a one, and a two, and a three. It is story time right now. Yay, story time. Yay, story time. Yay, it is story time right now. Yay, let's read our book. Oh, I love Groovy Joe. This is going to be so great. Fun fact, Groovy Joe is Pete the cat's best friend. That's right. And Groovy Joe is he a hog? No. Is he a frog? No. What is he, Nate? He's a doggo. He's a dog. And how do we do dog with our jazz hands? Just kind of give your leg a little pat, like you're asking your doggy to come on over. Doggy. That's right. Well, this is a great story, and it's called If You're Groovy and You Know It. Hug a friend. Do you know that tune of If You're Happy and You Know It? Clap your hands. Well, this is the same tune, just some different words. And of course, it involves Groovy Joe and all of his friends. And this is a great story by Eric Litwin. He's the author. What does the author do? The author writes the book. The author writes the book. Hi-ho, library-o, the author writes the book. And the character, the main character in this story is Groovy Low? Groovy Bo? No, what is it? Groovy? Joe. Joe! That's right, Groovy Joe the dog. And book to read as a whole group, isn't it, Nate? Because it involves your singing voices and your jazz hands and, of course, your listening ears. Groovy Joe, if you're groovy and you know it, hug a friend. If you're groovy and you know it, greet the day.
Greet the day.
If you're groovy and you know it, greet the day.
Greet the day.
If you're groovy and you know it, the things you do will show it. If you're groovy and you know it, greet the day.
Greet the day.
That's right. Greet the day. When you wake up in the morning time, greet the day with lots of smiles and enthusiasm, and it's going to make a great day for you and everybody else. If you're groovy and you know it, go explore.
Go explore.
If you're groovy and you know it, go explore.
Go explore.
If you're groovy and you know it, the things you do will surely show it. If you're groovy and you know it, go explore.
Go explore.
That's right, they're going to go on a hike and go explore their world. That's always a fun thing to do. What else can you do if you're feeling groovy? If you're groovy and you know it, laugh and play.
Laugh and play.
If you're groovy and you know it, laugh and play.
Laugh and play.
If you're groovy and you know it, the things you do will show it. If you're groovy and you know it, laugh and play.
Laugh and play.
Looks like all these friends are laughing and playing on the playground. Right here, they're playing on a fun thing called a teeter-totter. I don't even know if they make those anymore. Yeah, or seesaw, not a teeter-totter. Actually, they used to be called teeter-totters too. Seesaw or a teeter-totter. If you're groovy and you know it, plant a seed.
Plant a seed.
If you're groovy and you know it, plant a seed.
Plant a seed.
If you're groovy and you know it, the things you do will show it. If you're groovy and you know it, plant a seed.
Plant a seed.
Because what happens when you plant a seed? You can make something grow. A flower, or maybe a vegetable, or a fruit, or a fun plant. It's always good to plant a seed when you're feeling groovy. What else can we do if you're feeling groovy? If you're groovy and you know it, read a book. Wait a minute.
Read a book.
That's what we're doing right now. We must all be feeling really groovy. If you're groovy and you know it, read a book.
Read a book.
If you're groovy and you know it, the things you do will show it. If you're groovy and you know it, read a book.
Read a book.
That's right, and it looks like Groovy Joe is reading this really fun story to his bunny friends. That's very kind, isn't it? Well, what else can we do if we're feeling groovy? If you're groovy and you know it, sing your song.
Sing your song.
We're doing that right now, too. That's called what? Twinkie Twinsies. If you're groovy and you know it, sing your song.
Sing your song.
If you're groovy and you know it, the things you do will show it. If you're groovy and you know it, sing your song.
Sing your song.
Do you see all these little things floating around in the air? Those are the musical notes. That's what the illustrator is showing, that Groovy Joe and his frog friends are all singing their own song.
So, what's funny is Groovy Joe is the only one making actual notes.
Well, they're making notes down here too.
But like,
Yeah.
okay, so these are like notes that I can actually recognize.
Yeah.
But these are like ones where they go ting ting.
Yeah, maybe they're available. Maybe that's showing ribbity, because isn't that what a frog's like? They say ribbit, like a crook, a ribbit. Well, what else can we do if we are feeling groovy? If you're groovy and you know it, hug a friend.
Hug a friend.
If you're groovy and you know it, hug a friend.
Hug a friend.
If you're groovy and you know it, the things you do will show it. If you're groovy and you know it, hug a friend.
Hug a friend.
Hug a friend! Mwah. I love hugging. Hugging is the best. It's the best. And then now they're all done with their exploring and their seed planting and their hugging, and they're all bedding down for a really fun camping night out in the great outdoors. Look at the fun moon. Isn't that so glowy? Oh, the moon looks good to me. And when I see the moon on any night, it's such a pretty sight. It such a glowy light. The moon looks good to me. That's right. Super fun book. Did you enjoy that book? I chose that book because it's all about the what? It's all about the love. Just like Valentine's Day. Yes, on Sunday, it is Valentine's Day, a day that's all about the love. How will you show your love to your people? There's lots of ways you can do that. You can make a Valentine card. You could draw a picture. You could sing a song. You could read a book about love. All sorts of things that you can do on Valentine's Day. So I hope you enjoy it. Well, can you believe it? It's time for us to say goodbye to all of our friends. So let's first go ahead and say, thank you, Producer Nate. I love you. I appreciate you because I could not do Miss Kim's Storytime without my producer, my sidekick, my assistant, my everything, Producer Nate. So thank you, Nate. All right, well, Nate's going to move on over to his camera spot while we go ahead and break out our waves and say goodbye to all of our friends. And a one, and a two, and a three. Goodbye, grown-ups. It was so awesome sauce to see you, kiddos. We're so happy you joined us, readers. We're glad you came to read. Yay! Well, I hope I see you next time. We'll be here back again next Wednesday at 1:30 Mountain Time for a live version of Miss Kim's Storytime. But in the meantime, let's say you really want to have another story. Maybe you want to look through our entire library on Miss Kim's Storytime YouTube channel, and you can find all sorts of stories with Groovy Joe, with his buddy Pete the Cat, stories about love, about friendship, about family, all of those things, because you know it is all about the love. Well, I hope I see you over there, and I hope I see you next time. But in the meantime, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay positive. And I hope you know in your heart, soul, and spirit that you are needed, you are loved, and I am grateful for you. Make it a great day, and happy Valentine's Day to all of you.